Okay, everybody, I'm super excited to have with us today Brandon Robertson. Brandon and I have been wanting to do this for a long time, to get together and have him share his wisdom with you. Brandon, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Glad we got to because it.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those people out there who may not know who you are or the wonderful things that you do for mortgage officers and real estate agents, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm Brandon Robertson. Most people know me from like the mortgage growth system, which is mortgagegrowthsystem.com. I forgot, I should show you my hat. But what we do is basically we help loan officers and agents utilize digital marketing and other technologies and strategies to take their business to the next level. So you may look at it a little bit as like lead generation, but it's broader than that. I like to take a bigger picture stab at it about how, you know, we're helping people utilize technology, which is actually really timely, come to think of it, to, you know, market their businesses better, stay in touch with their consumers, get more clients, all that stuff. So that's really what we do. Definitely heavily influenced by like, you know, direct to consumer marketing though. That's the big focus with it.
So to take it down a level, it's, I think we were talking earlier. So it's a lot of Facebook ads that you're running on behalf of people and then bringing those leads back into their LionDesk account.
Very, very much so. Yeah.
Okay.
Lead generation tactics through Facebook, Instagram, and some other digital platforms. Yeah. And then synchronizing that with LionDesk so that people can actually manage those leads more efficiently, properly convert the leads easier. You know, basically I always say like the way we use LionDesk is kind of like almost gives you an assistant, you know, without paying for an assistant.
Yeah. Well, they're paying for all those leads to generate them,
Right.
You know, need to put them into a system that's actually going to take them to the next level. And that was something else we were talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so that is one of the things we've been doing this for several years. And in the very beginning, we didn't have a system. We figured out very quickly that at the quantity of leads that we were generating, that nobody could really work them efficiently, and it became a giant mess. So we went out, looked out for some CRMs, found yours, it was the perfect solution for what we're doing. And so we've really refined the usage of it, the auto drips, all the different things that we're doing. We're probably using it in a more advanced way than even you realize, actually, with back-end automations and all that. But at the end of the day, it's all about being able to manage those leads, being systematic about it, not letting people slip through the cracks. And you have to have a system to do that because, like you said, if you generate leads, especially like in the quantities we're used to, hundreds a month for, you know, our clients, you'll lose them if you don't have a way to manage it properly. And so that not only are we very heavily focused on acquiring the leads and the marketing strategies we use, but more so focused on the systematic, you know, conversion process of it, because, you know, it's critical. Again, if you have a bunch of leads, you can't convert them, what's the point? So
yeah, absolutely. And once those leads come into LionDesk, I know that you're connecting them to drip campaigns. I know you have a lot of drip campaigns in the system under our shared campaign section, but they're all locked for everybody.
Yes. So yeah. So we have about 6 campaigns that handle the buyer's journey or refi or all kinds of stuff. In English and Spanish. And yes, typically we reserve those for our paid clients and students. But if you stick around, we will share all those. Hundreds of man hours have gone into them, years of refinement. So they're really cool campaigns. And we'll show you exactly how to use them too.
Wow, that is a huge benefit. Thank you so much for everybody who's watching stay to the end. I mean, there's going to be so much good content just throughout this, but that alone is worth a lot and absolutely your time here.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. I know that you have put out a lot of content around what's going on and what people should be doing. And you've got 3 main things people should be focused on. What are those?
Yeah, I think one of them is pent up demand. It's what's happening out there in the market right now. And the buyer surge that we expect. And actually, I'm already getting data to see that this is happening. 2 is the refi boom. So a lot of loan officers are kind of aware of it already, but what they may not be doing is capitalizing on it fully, or they may have dry pipelines with it. And then the third is the world's transition to the new norm. So I think those are the 3 big things I'm talking about a lot lately.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's going on with pent up demand?
Well, yeah. So one of the things that I think people need to realize is with everything that's going on, a lot of people are not doing anything right now. I was just trying to point this out. Like they may have had plans to go and purchase a home or sell a home or do whatever, but it's on hold right now. When I say on hold, I mean on hold. All right, it's paused. It doesn't mean that they aren't going to do it. And so we've, yeah, I talked to probably 10, 15 lenders and our real estate agents every single day, constantly following articles, industry experts, all that stuff. So what I'm saying isn't really just my opinion. It's like I'm gathering this information from all over the place and the people we work with. But so a lot of people are putting their plans on hold, but as you know, quarantines lift and everything gets back to normal, people are going to resume their plans. And so a lot of people I'm seeing make a what I would say is a big mistake is they're like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to try to market. I'm just going to wait until everything gets back to normal, which is a mistake. So they're retreating. And so what I'm encouraging people to do is the opposite. And we have real statistics and data with the folks we're working with who are actually out there marketing. We're seeing better results than ever because all the people who aren't marketing and aren't trying to contact their database or get new clients, they're leaving more space for those who are. So the thing I just got to point out is that there is a big expectation that there's going to be a surge in the market, you know, a month, maybe 2 months from today. And actually CNBC released an article today, and they said that, you know, loan applications for purchase have gone up 7% from the previous week. Week before that, they released an article that said it had gone up 12% from the prior week. So we're already starting to see that. It's already happening. So yeah, go market.
That's good to hear.
Don't
Yeah.
yeah, don't Netflix and binge is what I'm telling you. Yeah.
Yeah, don't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah,
You know,
don't take your foot off the gas.
pause. Right?
Yeah.
It's on hold. It's not never.
Yeah, correct.
And what's going on with the refi boom that everybody's talking about?
Yeah, well, there again, a lot of the same stuff I said before, but industry experts, other people I'm talking to, what we're seeing as real data right now is that this is likely to be the longest refi boom of our lifetimes. Couple reasons is the expectation that the rates are going to stay very low is, you know, it's expected to stay this way throughout the year. There may be some fluctuations, but it's probably not going to be up. Two, what we know about that too is there is going to be some economic impact that hasn't been fully felt yet, right? So some people will have loss of income, some will have job switches, they'll, you know, all kinds of things will happen. So more and more people, even if they haven't refinanced yet, they will be continuing to need to refinance. I like even point stuff out like, so, you know, maybe a family member who owns their house outright has no plans to refinance or do anything like that, but then their family member has, you know, severe financial troubles. They may need to call upon the equity in their house to go and help them. All those kinds of scenarios are going to continue to play out over the next several months. So the refi boom is going to continue between all these factors that are happening. And so what we've been encouraging people to do is, you know, obviously work their database, because if they haven't fully worked it for all their refi opportunities inside of it, it should be doing that. We have some drips for that, which I'll give you some ones that work really well. But also, you know, again, and this might be my bias, but we also know that we're seeing a lot of success in using digital marketing strategies to go get those clients that are outside of your sphere of influence. So if your database is already worked, or you don't have much of one that you can actually work, then your next thing that you can do to make sure your business stays strong is go and use a way to attract clients that are outside of your sphere, outside of your database, which is, you know, what we do. So a lot of our clients and students right now are going really heavy into this and trying to ride this refi boom for as long as possible. So it's a good way. Yeah, it would be a good way for loan officers to maintain great, strong business, even if the purchase market is overall down throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we focus so much when everything is going well on lead generation and filling our pipeline from one source, and we forget that our database is a gold mine.
That's true. Yep.
Right, and especially
yes.
when you start segmenting, you know, all of a sudden you realize how much gold you really have in there.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And that could be the same for, even for purchase too. You know, there's already data showing home prices are coming down a little bit. So we may see markets that were seller's market flip into a buyer's market. And so this may give, you know, that should be the kind of messaging that, you know, you should be doing with your database right now. So for people that never converted yet, you know, I always point out to people, they shouldn't be giving up on leads that may be 3, 6, 9, 12 months, even older. They should still continue to work it. Of course, we want, you know, use automations inside of LionDesk to make that happen, make it so much easier. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're all talking about when is this going to be over, and I'm ready. You know, I'm ready when the normal comes back, but it's not going to be normal, right? What are we headed towards? What's the future of the new normal?
Well, you know, and I'm not the only one saying this, but I've known for a long time that we were headed towards like you know, a very online world where digital things, softwares, programs, digital communication is going to be very important. All right, you know, I pointed this out, like Zoom, for instance, which is what we're using right now, has gone from a 10 million user base to 200 million user base. My parents, who are in their 60s and 70s, never heard of Zoom 2 months ago. Now they're using it regularly. So what I see happening, and others agree with me, is that people are going to get acclimated to this type of lifestyle, to working from home, to using online sources to find everything that they do. And so what I'm really trying to recommend people do is, like, really, you know, if you're afraid of technology or not using it, or of course on my side, if you're not using like social media or digital marketing, really recommend people start getting into it. And so one of the things we're seeing on our side too is, because so many people are online, what that actually does in the digital advertising world is it increases ad inventory, and it actually drives down the cost to advertise to people. So we're literally seeing like nearly a 50% reduction in the cost to produce the same types of results that we've been doing over the last couple of years. But the big picture is that what is happening is people are getting acclimated. And then the other thing you have to think about is, even if quarantines get lifted, businesses are figuring out, oh, wait a second, why do I want to reopen this office? Why do I want to pay for that when I can just have people work at home? And we already figured out the way to do it. It's working. All right. So let's reduce our overhead and have that happen. The other thing too is, you know, there may be resurgences of the situation here, so that people, quarantines may come back a little bit. And then the other piece is a lot of people are going to still be stuck working from home, just like myself. Like my family, we were told our daughter can't go to the summer camp that is her babysitter during the summer, so she's going to be home all summer, which is a new thing for us. So same sort of thing that's happening everywhere. So people really should be getting involved with, you know, Zoom communications, text, video, email, all that stuff. Of course, you know, LionDesk segues very well into that, especially with the video stuff, which I love, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah.
seeing a huge increase in the use of video right now, whether they're sending a video in an email or in a text message, which is so smart.
Yeah.
Because to your point, everybody's getting comfortable. All ages are getting comfortable with that form of communication.
Yep.
And it just builds rapport so quickly.
It does.
You're doing face to face. And texting. Yep. Yeah, we're seeing a ton of texting. I mean, the open rate on that is huge, as you know. You know, I have to ask, you talked about CPLs being lower and ads performing better. What type of ad is performing the best right now for, let's just say, mortgage professionals?
Mortgage. Well, I'd say the biggest significant jump we've seen is in refi type ads. So we literally, that kind of ad performance is probably twice as effective right now. Again, it has to do with a lot of the stuff I was talking about. Refi demand is really huge out in the marketplace. Purchase is still working very well too. The cost on that has definitely come down, but the refi costs are literally slashed right in half. So it's very interesting. Yeah.
Is that a refi calculator that you're sending them to, or just if you're interested, is it just a lead ad?
Yeah, we do. We do everything we do is a long form type lead. So we have people answer anywhere from 10 to 15 questions. Not quite a calculator, but somewhat similar. So that's how we do it. Yeah, there are lead form ads and stuff. That's okay. I don't recommend those technically. We do some things a little bit more advanced than that, but yeah. So huge demand on it, and I hate to say this on camera because this could change in the future, but right now we are seeing like average cost to create a funded deal is somewhere close to like $200 spent on ads in most areas. So it's really good.
Wow,
It's really
that's
good.
incredible. But we know how quickly Facebook changes, when
Things
the
could,
the wind changes.
yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, besides everybody buying, a lot of major advertisers have pulled off too. So the way those advertising platforms work, it just is reduced the costs to get the same results. Significant. Like I've never seen anything like it, quite frankly. So
Good time to be focused on
yeah,
your
it
business.
is. That's what I'm saying. Don't retreat. Go ahead and market whatever you're doing, and whether it's what we're doing or something else. But yeah, people need to be marketing right now for sure. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Do you want to talk with us about this special offer that you have?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty darn simple. If so, like I said, we have about 5 dozen different automations that we've built, auto drip campaigns. So hopefully, if you're watching this, you've downloaded some, maybe not from us, but from other sources. But what you can do is you can go to mortgagegrowthsystem.com/LionDesk. So mortgagegrowthsystem.com/LionDesk, and it'll explain everything right there. We'll give you like every single campaign that we've ever created. Actually, you will get access to a document that we have out there in the cloud. And anytime we add campaigns, they always go right in there. So you'll have like future access, all that stuff to it. And in there, we'll explain exactly the purpose of the campaign. We'll give you the password, and we'll show you what to do as far as like how to set up auto stops and all that with it. So pretty cool stuff. And like I said, if you haven't worked your database yet for all your refis, definitely use that. I highlight it in there so you won't miss it. And we'll give you instructions on like what to do. So it'll be very clear if you go over there and get it.
Wow. I mean, that is huge for everybody watching this. We'll include the link in the description below and make it easy for everybody to get access to that. So thank you for that. Anything else you could think of we didn't talk about today? I mean, I would love to do this again and go deeper on everything, but.
Yeah. The only other thing is I would say maybe we can do another video because I do, I'll include it for anybody who goes and downloads those campaigns, but we teach a lot about the proper way to follow up with leads and segment your leads. And all of it is tied specifically into the usage of LionDesk. So we'll show you how to do that. I'll include some tips and sheets on there that you can download with that as well. But I have a lot to say about that stuff. We spend a lot of time with clients and students teaching them the best practices because a lot of people just haven't done it, that most people don't sit down and think about it. We've spent a lot of time thoroughly going through this process to make sure we're converting at the highest level possible. So,
yeah, awesome. Well, this has been so much fun, Brandon. Thank you so much for your time. Hoping everybody out there is staying healthy, safe, and sane as we're going through this. Wishing you guys success. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.